see Skinamarink.
If you had a tough time with that intro, you might want to reconsider this one. Skinamarink is a 2023 to... I don't know how you want to define this, folks. I mean, it had its debut in 2022, but it's theatrical in 2023 and Shudder in 2023. It's a new horror movie. Directed and written by Kyle Edward Ball. And it is the scariest, most intense horror movie you'll ever see. You will cry and pee your pants. I'm just kidding. However, you probably have heard that on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. And now here's the thing. I'm going to jump right into talking about Skinamarink, alright? You've probably heard about it. It is this very avant-garde, experimental, artistic, if you will, horror film. And a lot of people are saying that it's like the scariest movie they've ever seen, which I disagree with. However, scary is open to opinion, and, you know, one thing that might be scary to someone is not scary to someone else. It's very subjective, is what I'm trying to say. And the reviews for this movie are very split. You either have the people saying it's a modern horror masterpiece and then the scariest movie ever, or you have people saying it's boring and it sucks and it's terrible. I am in the middle here. Let me give you a little background on me. I love creepypastas, alright? I'm a creepypasta author on the wiki, and I also love that analog horror, that weird static stuff with oddball things. I love that stuff. I also love great narrative movies that have a great story with interesting characters and all of that. And entertaining characters. That's the important part here. Skinamarink would be an excellent 20-minute short on YouTube, which basically is what the director of this film started out by doing. However, when you go to a theater and you sit down and you watch a movie for an hour and 40 minutes, you kind of expect a little more substance to it, I suppose. And perhaps there is under the surface. However, upon my first and maybe only viewing of Skinamarink, it didn't quite freak me out the way I thought it was going to, and it drags a lot. It feels very self-indulgent. Now, this is coming from a guy who is big into slow burn horror. The Exorcist and The Shining are my favorite horror movies ever. I think they're flawless films, and they take a long time to get to the scares, if you will. Skinamarink does take its time, but it doesn't really feel like it's taking its time to get anywhere necessarily. There are scary sequences, creepy sequences throughout the movie, and there are some cheap jump scares too, and that is a gripe I have with this movie, with the loud noises. I didn't need that. However, there are some very creepy images in this movie and some downright disturbing scenes. However, they are a bit few and far between, and I feel like the waiting game to get to the next one isn't really that well deserved. Again, Skinamarink isn't bad. It isn't great. I'm kind of almost right in the middle. I lean a little more towards it. Kind of was wasting my time in some scenes. Here's what I will say. Regardless of the movie itself, I respect Kyle Edward Ball. I respect that he made this movie. I like that it was in theaters and that he did it for 15 grand. I don't know what exactly the 15 grand went toward, but he did it. He got his movie made. I applaud you, sir. Keep making movies. Keep doing the game. However, as a critic, I do love critiquing and analyzing movies, and this movie just didn't have a ton of entertainment value for me. And I like this weird, slow stuff. Had it had more of the weird imagery in it, I probably would have liked it a whole lot better. but for its runtime, padded out by a lot of scenes and sequences involving Legos on carpet, and shots of the ceiling with static over it, and grain, the same grain loop over the whole movie. I don't know, I feel like it wasn't quite warranted of its status that it's currently getting. I feel like some people are going to be disappointed, some people are going to love it, and maybe some people, maybe few and far between, like me, are gonna go, I see the value in this, but it didn't quite work for me. I didn't really get that freaked out by the movie. There were some people like, oh, you can't go to sleep after it. I think I'm gonna sleep fine after Skinamarink, honestly. Might be some people sleeping in Skinamarink. But it's a creepy movie. Atmosphere is top tier. I really liked how it took its time with a lot of the shots. Too many horror movies are too quick nowadays. I appreciated and respected the slow atmosphere of the movie. However, after a while, some of the sequences get a little redundant. And I know it's experimental. I get it. I understand. I have seen some avant-garde type of horror movies. But it pushed it just a little bit. I assume when this movie is like widely distributed, there will be like a 20-minute, 15-minute best of on YouTube. Just watch that, because you're getting the best parts. And it's not like it builds up to that, to a crescendo, where you can go, oh, you need to sit through this to appreciate this. This just kind of happens. You don't need this. You just need this. And I'm fine with a little bit of build-up at the beginning, but after a while, it seems like it's saying the same kind of thing that it's been saying the whole time. So yeah, that's Skinamarink. This movie's been on my radar for the last couple months. I was very intrigued by it, again, as a Creepypasta fan and fan of this weird type of internet stuff and the analog. I was looking forward to this movie. I respected it's in theaters, but I can't say that it was deserving of the hour and 40-minute runtime. I have seen videos on YouTube that basically get the same kind of creepy factor across. And there might be some people in this comment section or watching this that are going, you're wrong, man! This is the best horror movie ever. Or there may be some people saying, you're an idiot. This is a big waste of time. To me, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. There's some people this movie is going to be geared more toward. Give it a shot. Maybe save your ticket money in the theater. Maybe just watch it on Shudder when it comes out. Maybe. Kyle Edward Ball, keep making your movies, man. Keep doing you. I will see another one of these weird movies. I do think they could be trimmed down a tad, a little more substance over the style of the weird angles. I know that might be your thing, but I do have a soft spot for character and plot in addition to very creepy atmosphere. Skinamarink, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, it was definitely a movie. Or was it?